Hello, we are back with game 2 of our PMA LCS match tonight of HSS versus RET. Game 1 was taken by RET with a very impressive showing, featuring a pretty devastating poke comp featuring Xerath and Varus. And I'm excited to see how these teams adapt and going into game 2.
Yeah, so it looks like pick band's starting up here, so we can switch over to that. I'm gonna give it over to you, Maye, for analysis.
Oh gosh. That's sweet. Okay. Nope, that's the wrong one. Dang it. Where'd it go? There it is. Jeez, old Pete. We got... So we're seeing a Fiora Jax and Xerath ban from HSS, which I think banning Xerath is pretty smart, and taking that away from RET, which was very devastating against them last game, and first picking the Varus away from Cvan. Again, very smart. Cvan was pretty devastating with that pick last time, so I think that is very wise to do. RET is hovering the Ashe as a response to the Varus, which, but it looks like they might go for Darius instead. No, they do lock in the Ashe, so quite a different champion for them, and they'll for Cvan, and Jarvan will be picked up by Budnificent again. So we see HSS picking up hovering the Thresh, which would be a Varus Thresh bot lane, which would be a pretty damn strong bot lane, as any CC that Thresh hits allows Varus to land any skill shots. And Thresh is also pretty damn good into Jarvan, as you can deny the Jarvan engages with your Flay and your hook. And we'll see an Ahri locked in by HSS, which is interesting. Violet Soshi Cat was opting for the Corki game 1, but looks like she'll be playing Ahri in this game 2 matchup. Morgana locked in by RET, so a classic Thresh counter, and honestly a very good into that comp, because it just really shuts down their engages. We see Zac banned from RET. Zac is a pretty obnoxious champion. Don't blame him for that. Vladimir banned from HSS. And we'll see a Rek'Sai banned from RET. Which is interesting. Nope, a Mumu. So that's aimed at Slasha. Taking some picks away from his champ pool, which is pretty tanky. Giving him less reliable tank engaged junglers. An Ornn ban coming out from HSS, which I'm always in support of an Ornn ban, because that champion is awful to play against. Just a freeload tank. And we see RET locking in the Lux very swiftly. Interesting. Lux has got buffed recently in one of the recent patches, having her slow buffed, which was supposed to be a support Lux buff, but then it, also apparently really helps out any sort of Lux, because the slow and the E helps you hit your other skill shots with your root and such. So Lux is been coming back into popularity. Trundle being picked up by HSS. I think it's a really good champion right now. Trundle has been really come around on the jungle champion tier list in the past year. And it's pretty good against Jarvan, as you can stop the EQ with your pillar very easily, and which is brutal. And Shen being locked in by HSS. So that's pretty good pick there, and looks like RET might go the Kennen again. Because, I mean, I don't see why not. Account was incredibly potent on it last game, and it makes just as much sense in this comp as any other comp. So, honestly, would make even more sense since they have Jarvan, Morgana, and Ashe, which is some pretty heavy engage picks. So once
Well,
again,
in this time, maybe I'd hope to see Shen not build Triforce.
maybe one can hope, but
Like,
we'll
yeah.
see.
We'll see how. I mean, think about how the matchup went last time and how much you're getting bursted.
Yeah.
Then maybe think about MR. Like, if you want to go like Maw of Malmortius, be my guest, but at least it has MR on it. Like, you need it pretty bad in this game. So, Trevor Shen maybe best Shen, but I feel like with how last game went, building defense, it might be more optimal. But regardless, here, I mean, looking at these teams, looks like HSS has thought a little bit more, got a little bit more tank shred with the Trundle pickup. Not that RET picked very many tanks. They're still kind of going for the same pick. This is definitely just more of a pick-based comp. They have 3 long-range pick abilities, as opposed to just the long-range poke. But they also picked up a little bit more consistent damage with the Ashe instead of the Varus. So, I mean, overall, I think this comp looks pretty good from RET. Still doesn't scale quite as well as HSS's comp, but if they're able to close out the game again early, I'd be looking forward to seeing that. The best way that they scale is in CC. They just have a lot of it,
Yeah.
which is always helpful, especially later in the game when you have more damage. So, I mean, we'll see how that ends up. Personally, just seeing how they executed the poke comp last time, I think this pick comp's going to be executed in a similar way. So
Yeah.
I think RET is going to take it for me. But chat, let us know. Hashtag RET, hashtag HSS. Who you think's going to win, those retirees or those young
Why is
hash
he
slinging
scaling off on
flashes?
this?
So what do you think, Maya? Who do you think's going to take this one? Just looking at the comps side by side.
I don't know. I'm gonna give it to RET. They were really convincing in their game 1 win. It was very substantial.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be able to pop off mid game again, like they did last game, and it did take them way too long to end the game in my opinion, because I mean they
And one of
had
the
so
things,
much suppressing poke, which allows you to siege easily, but it still took like 35-40 minutes or whatever it was.
right.
So
One of the things I think is weird is just the Varus pick versus the rest of the team. I don't know if it makes a whole lot of sense to go. It's just a little bit weird to me. I know that like picking it up to take it away is important, but I'm not sure that they really thought about the rest of the comp around a Varus. And so they go for the aggressive option in the Thresh. So yeah, if he builds the lethality build, he'll have the burst to follow up. But then in the late game, he doesn't have a lot of poke to help him kind of secure what he needs to do. So I think it's just going to be... It might be a little bit more lackluster if they go the lethality build, which I would recommend going anyways, just because their comp, the RET's comp is so
yeah, it's so
squishy.
squishy. Yeah, it does make more sense.
It just makes more sense, but it just doesn't make sense with comp necessarily. Those provide a little bit more CC though. So they took, again, both teams taking high CC 80 carries. That being, they have 1 CC ability on their ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
So high CC 480 carry.
Yeah.
And so they'll be able to help facilitate maybe picks from the Ahri, the Thresh, or the Lux Morgana. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. We're gonna finish choosing our loadouts as the spectators. I choose having the ability to manipulate time.
Yeah, same.
My loadout,
3-minute wait time is just sad.
and the ability to not pick a team. Those are my abilities. Best Triforce user, Renekton. Dude, I think that's still bold. Like, why Triforce over Black Cleaver, Siren? Yumi best Triforce user, dude. Yeah, I mean, HSS's comp is good. I just don't think that the Trundle has necessarily a good place, and neither does the Varus. So that's what I worry about, because I feel like the rest of the comp is looking at this sort of as a pick composition, But I feel like Trundle is there and he can shred tanks, but there are no tanks on the other team. And Varus is there and he can poke, but no one else can poke on his team. So it's just like, it makes sense, and I think it can work. But I think a couple of those picks should have been other champions, in my opinion. Something that like counters the Varus in some way. So maybe something that likes to go in, like a Lucian, would be good against the Varus again. Or maybe, and pair that up with like a Nami support. But yeah, HSS does have better disengage. But RET isn't looking to like engage a team fight. I think RET is looking to like queue with their things and just pick one guy. So it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be tough to stay away from ever getting hit by those abilities.
Yeah.
Ooh. Again, yeah. I think a lot of it comes down to how late does this game go, and how well is HSS able to execute around the pick composition put forward by RET.
And if Labby builds Triforce or not.
Yeah, that isn't a perfect situation where they have like potentially everything to block the thing, Chocobo, but I feel like Lux just QE alts and then a Morgana QW to follow it up. They're just at range the whole time. Yeah, RT can build more Triforce. That's true. I want to see
Triforce some area.
10 Triforce game. Yeah, Callista would be really good, and that would counter the Varus because it would have the mobility to dodge the poke. Yeah, Callista Thresh, oof, and to stop all the people from picking your support. So I mean, yeah, it's definitely interesting teams. Personally, RET. Again, just I think that the pick comp is easy to execute versus this sort of, I would call it like a team fight mishmash.
You got poke Varus, but then Ari's, yeah, I don't know.
Right, like I like all of those champions individually, and I like how they look on the screen, but I can't explain why.
Yeah, I agree.
So I mean, they have good pick abilities as well. They're just not as good as the ones that the other team does with Lux and Morgana. So it's kind of the same thing where if Ari catches someone out with a charm or Thresh with a hook, they're in pretty good shape because they can follow up. But it's less follow up because of like they don't have like a Kennen or Lux like the Lux Morg dynamic, the damage there. They just have like Ari and Ari's follow up plus Varus's follow up every time. The rest of the team doesn't really help with that. The rest of the team's there to like, Thresh is there to peel the carries. Trundle's there probably to peel the carries and just eat Jarvan whenever he can. And then Shen is there also to peel the carries. So it's definitely like a peel focused team fight comp. With some pick potential, but
HSS has triple TP, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, taking a Jingo Unchained, taking a leaf out of Cvan's book.
Yeah.
Going to do that. Okay, let me move these champs around really quick.
I'm at 6, 7, 8.
8, 9.
We're
Yeah,
good.
we're good. Okay, cool. Awesome. Hey, and look at my champs on the left side came out right. Good job.
Yeah, Riot figured it out. Incredible.
Riot Games, peak game designers. The Pro View link. You want to watch Ari's OnlyFans? Oh no, only Ari and Flame them. Yeah, dude, I'd be interested in that too, bud.
We're looking at Invade, and oh my gosh, these teams are going to meet together. Level 1, Hook comes out, and Budnificent gets ignited. It's like a Sasha taking flow, and Budnificent flash autos and takes the first blood. Oh my gosh. That was exciting.
You know what I see there? 200 extra gold on the side of RET. 200 extra gold. Yeah, it was pretty clear that they were going to go for that invade. I mean, it's actually interesting both teams were stacked as 5. So I think
They're
HSS
still
sniffed
looking
out
for an
the
invade here, but they're standing on a ward, so this is a little
yeah, they
awkward.
don't know. It's already over.
Oh my gosh, the blind binding
Wow.
almost. Actually, well, it wasn't blind, but the binding's almost it.
That would have been a good binding.
Already
Yeah.
coming
Awesome. Yeah,
around,
looking
but
for
that's a little
Q.
risky. But oh,
Yeah.
Greg 7
Oh, well.
flashing the mastery on the way out, as he do best.
I mean, also here, I think level 50 Pikachu took up a Q as their first ability, which isn't ideal, but you know, if they can make it out of this level 1 in lane without losing too much CS, they'll be in a good spot. So letting the Ahri push, I think is the right move typically in this matchup until 6, because the Ahri's going to lack a lot of the escape tools she needs prior to having the ultimate, and then it'll be pretty free ganks from there for Jarvan. So hopefully, level 50 Pikachu just kind of lets that happen, especially while they're, you know, they've got their catch ability online, and Jarvan's able to capitalize on that mid lane before wards and ults come out.
Energy Virus taking a comment, so that's definitely a poke build. Magnificent doing a level 2 gank mid, gets the auto tax down onto
There's the
Violet
Q,
Dosha
there's the
Cat,
flash.
and there's the flash, yeah.
Boom. Good flash take though. I mean, that's right on the money what you want to be doing in this matchup.
Yeah.
She was pushed up, so it was optimal. Greg just like, wow.
Oh,
Good skill shot
fine
dodges
moment.
from both teams.
Good Black Shield going out onto C-Van. And
Yeah,
Jingo
Jingo's
and
taking the
Drain
trade and
taking
losing the trade because
Yeah.
he was 2v1 for a little bit there.
the flash out.
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, it was a little bit of a rough trade, but he's potting up. He's got the refillable already from
my gosh.
from the kills. He's able to protect himself on that pink ward as well, so he'll just let them push, take out some of their minions, call it a day. Although it is an 8 CS lead already in bot lane, and there's not like a big way of pushing in. Like that's just an 8 CS lead. For top lane, Labby actually has the opportunity to come ahead in the CS. You can see kind of he's got a big freeze coming up, and it looks like the Couch missed enough that he's the opportunity to get up to about 20 farm before Couch moves up at all.
Slugger
Violet
Sasha
says we
coming
can-
in.
yeah.
Misses the charm though, and yeah, that'll be it for that.
Yeah, sorry, I just started watching the game there for a second. I was like, huh, stuff's happening, but not a lot. Just a little bit of token lane, the usual. See, then they're trying to fake a back here. Dude, this would be pretty funny if it works. I want to see it. This is the type of toxicity that I like to see, but it's a double wave stacked up. So I doubt they're just gonna walk into Jingo. Jingo, don't. Jingo, no. Gary 7 Wing the wave. See, man, autoing. Nothing really happening there. Dang, I thought for a second I thought Jingo was gonna get caught. It would have been pretty funny. Good Q from level 50 Pikachu, landing it well.
Good train, and Magnificent
Just not
coming in
getting
here looking
oh
for
my
the
goodness.
gank.
Allie's
And
out. Allie's dead.
Q's and oh my gosh!
Oh my God.
The full level 50 Pikachu, no!
The greed. Coming out ahead there. Good play from Allie. Just able to walk it out somehow. I feel like
Gosh.
Jarvan maybe should have stayed on with the shield.
Yeah,
coming
that
in.
was like one more out of there from
Yeah.
Jarvan.
It was really close. Really close. I mean, I think she was probably at like 3 health. But so that actually puts now the gold lead back into the hands of HSS. Now they're up, you know, solid, you know, 800 gold, 900 goldish. So they're working their way up. Good Q into Gurg 7, pushing up a little too confidently there, having to flash out. Landing a Q in response, but it's not as impactful when your AD carry isn't up there with you. So, Gurg 7 having to take a recall from there. Good play though from Jabberwock, just hiding in that brush, waiting for Gurg to walk up. Very smart.
Yeah, Ari's getting a sizable CS lead here in the mid lane, 40 to 18. Also has way favorable. Gets level 6 and is engaging onto level 50 Pikachu, who does not have Flash but does have Barrier. But I mean,
Time to get some
Siege is
CS,
dead.
I guess. I don't know.
And go back, try to get one more CS, get that Siege before you die. I feel it.
Just need the gold. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when R hits 6 and you're a little bit behind. You know, especially just if they didn't take that flash in earlier, this lane would be a lot easier, but now they have to rely on Ari to make the mistakes in this lane. And Ali's pretty good about not making too many mistakes. So we'll see if level 50 Pikachu is able to capitalize on something later or get some help from the jungle. I mean, but right now it's looking very heavily favored toward HSS. They're doing a really good job executing here.
Yeah, Lux is having a real rough time with only 18 CS at 6 minutes. It's quite unfortunate, but Lux's utility though is at least always useful no matter what how much gold you have on the champion. So in that sense,
Cow just relentless poke in the top lane. Yeah, there's a lot of utility to be had on Lux just with her abilities. You'd hope for a little bit more damage, but it looks like this lane's just gonna go like farm up until I can get, you know, Luden's Echo, and then when I have Luden's Echo, I'm gonna try and, you know, make some more plays with that. But at this point, it's gonna be best to try and make up this farm deficit as best you can. Let Ali do her thing, roam out, whatever, and try and go for it. Dirk's getting caught out there.
And Budnipson's coming down here into the bot lane, looking for the gank, and Binding lands down onto Jabberwock, who's a very depth rush. Good pick there by RET.
Yeah, well played. Picking them up when they were pushing forward, even though Greg was taking some damage from being so far forward, they didn't read that him being far forward meant there was a gank coming. So yeah, it's a big oof. But and almost swings this gold lead back. I mean, this gold lead's only 1k. 7 minutes. Good Q from Gerg7, landing QW, autoing under tower, dead. C-Van picking up that auto kill. I mean, really well executed again. And that's going to secure them probably the dragon with the bot lane being full power there.
Yeah, ideally they should all rotate up to it. They do see Trundle. I know Trundle's in the area, so they might try to go off of it and collapse onto the Trundle. And there's the Ashio coming out, but level 50 Pikachu is in quite a pickle here, getting... No, but it's off Violet Cat. Going a little bit too far, but picks down the Lux. Slagaslasha ulting and flashing out. Looks like it's going to be okay. Violet Cat very low. Shen ulti coming down onto Ari. And what just happened?
Account went for the dive while he saw Shen using his ultimate.
Yeah, tried to stop it, but it just...
Shen was super low then when he came in. And just got massacred. So that actually, though, winds up kind of in the favor of HSS, where they make it so that the dragon isn't secured. Which overall is probably more important than a couple deaths. And, you know, 400...
Slasher running in here, but he's pretty weak. But Jabberwock looking for a hook, and almost gets taken out by the Lux. That was the tip of the laser.
Yeah, and if this Lux was, like, ahead, had like the Blast and Wand component for her next item, that was dead. That was dead champion, but we're at where we're at. We're only 20 farm down, so maintaining that CS, not letting that CS lead extend further in Ali's favor. It's really good. Yeah, flashed on the cannon to get out. Yeah. Okay. It looks like the lanes are taking a backseat, resetting now. So both teams super even. Like. Not much, not like it's almost like it's 0-0 at 4-4 right now. One plate down in the favor of a cow, but honestly, if he didn't die there under tower, I think he would have just been like super well off. But now he's
Slash looking to gank a Cout, gets the pillar down, but Cout's just a speedy boy. Jarvan and Lux looking to gank Violet Cat here, but Violet Cat's about to have the ults up, so should be able to get out of this scot-free, or could just kill Beneficent here. If he's not careful.
Good ultimate. But it's
my
gosh! Level 50 Pikachu.
Sniper.
Yeah, you can't just ult away in a straight line, Ali.
Gotta go sideways sometimes.
Yeah. Really good ultimate. Really good pickup from level 50 Pikachu. So that's gonna get them ahead in lane now.
HSS picking up the Rift Herald though, which is a very interesting response even after the mid laner died. But looks like RET is gonna clap back, but Jarvan's scared of the Thresh. Just finish the dragon.
No smite.
No smite. Feels bad, but C-Van's gonna kill Jabberwock here with some fresh auto attacks.
Man, Ash is toxic.
Ash is toxic.
Ooh. I really wish this was Triforce Ash, to be honest.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Triforce Ash, it's pretty busted.
The CD, Phage, it's yeah, that's
You have
rough.
the CD, the Phage, and then you go into Essence Reaver to get even more CD. It's
Yeah.
just maximizing Q damage, but I like going the Tank Buster item early, getting a Blade of the Rune King and not having to worry about it later.
Yeah, especially against Trundle and Shen and such.
Right, Trundle Shen, even Thresh gets pretty tanky.
That's true, quite a bit of HP.
So that'll help cut through that HP. Kind of doing a good job, still getting that poke down and pushing in. Almost securing one more plate there for the top lane lead. What are we looking at as far as gold?
Oh gosh, we gotta.
Pretty even overall. Riftfield summon mid lane. Ali hitting the charm down on to level 50 Pikachu. Level 50 Pikachu just trying to save some of these tower plays. Ali's now ahead though, like almost 1,000 gold. 1,000 gold on the dot, pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. Artie's definitely a win condition
good.
here, and electrocute, so it's gonna be doing a lot of damage, and it's going Luden's Echo, not the lame ass whatever build it is where you slow people. Oh, Bud Nifferson getting chunked down by Associate Cat. That is absurd damage.
Lame build where you slow people. That's the optimal build you're talking about.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's not lame. It's still lame. You're just slowing people.
I mean, it would increase the pick potential, but yeah, going straight damage is.
Oh, Jabberwock getting sniped by the Ash Arrow, and Gurk 7 is just running down Jabberwock. Jabberwock blowing the stopwatch, but
another stun.
Still in trouble with that binding going the wrong way, unfortunately, and Jabberwock escapes with his life.
Jabberwock got stunned like 3 times. Just not being able to move for that many minutes, I wonder. But, I mean, honestly, it goes to show how strong the MR boots are when you're up against high CC. That really helped. Oh, Suzuki's like almost going down.
And there goes level 50 Pikachu.
Yeah,
Lots
the
of
level
damage.
50 Pikachu caught out, man. The not having mobility in the Trundle is a big oof. We'll say Trundle does a lot against champs without the dashes.
Oh, Beneficent going in. That is not what you want to do against that Trundle. He is going to clap you. Yeah, there's a Shenhold. Oh my gosh, flash Q from Sluggish Lasha. He was like, you do not disrespect the troll.
Yeah, that's a big boy. I mean, yeah, the one thing you want to do with the Trundle, like, I think this game is just avoid him.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna be the best melee, melee trader. Oh my god, it's another Triforce top.
What?
Dude.
Oh, there's a TP from Associate. Flash Charm coming out, still land. What? How did that still hit?
Honestly, dude.
I thought Steven was black shielded there.
Shield. There was a black shield on that champion. Riot Games, I'm gonna file a complaint. I feel like Steven was black shielded early enough, but
yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
I also feel like Riot doesn't know how to code, so it's fine. It's all good. 7-6.
Gosh.
So HSS is doing a good job of like picking up these kills where they can, especially in the mid lane, and staying relatively ahead in the mid lane and in the jungle, where I think those two roles are probably the most impactful in the game. So hopefully they're able to transition that to maybe like a good old fashioned 4-mana Roni bot. We'll see. But looks like a lane swap coming out early from Sivan, just going top and forcing a Kaut to go towards the bottom lane. I think that's really interesting. I don't know if that's correct. They might get actually pinched here by Trundle, which would be interesting.
But Associate Cat's getting a little greedy here, but we'll see if she gets punished for it. But no, it doesn't, because Ari has 7 dashes, so it doesn't matter. Sivan's a little bit caught out by Sluggish Lasha here. And that is one angry Trundle. Beneficent coming in to save the day, but oh my gosh, they just get 2 picks. That is huge.
Yeah, I mean, Ash was pretty out of position in her own jungle there. I mean, it's tough to know that there's a Trundle on your red buff, right? If you don't have vision of it, like you would expect it at 15 minutes for Trundle to be on your red. But hey, there he was, and it was a good position.
Sluggish Lasha, big brain in it.
Yeah, No, and it was weird. That swap didn't seem very well communicated either to either side of the team. Like, Ash went up, picked up the farm. The couch just kind of wandered around, and is now heading back to top lane. Like, it does not seem like that was very good for their team overall. So, a little bit of miscommunication is going to hurt them this game, for sure. Putting in the damage, phase rush, I like it.
Oh, and the flash coming out from
Ultimate goes
Kirk 7 misses the binding onto Jingo Unchained, and that's gonna be that. So gets
Yeah,
the
Jingo
Varus
had
flash.
to blow flash, but I don't think he's under very much threat now because Gurk 7's ult's also down. So that's a lot of their power budget as far as champions go. Good ultimate.
Jingo
right
Unchained
in
is
the
ulting
minions. That's
C-Van, and C-Van is
Ooh.
dead! Disrespected Varus, and Gurk 7 is caught out as well, trying to give the kill over to Varus, but Jabberwock's gonna slap that
Couldn't
Morgana.
Couldn't resist getting the kill on support.
Yeah.
Feels too good. No, that was like a very good series of plays, and just like good capitalizing on the opposing champions and what they want to do. Like Ash pushing up there to like these are just really greedy plays from RET that they
Really
don't need
is.
to make right now. I feel like they need to be playing around more with a vision on their own side of the map. Just because like they're behind, the enemy team is going to try and invade you. You need to respond to those invades and how those are going to work. Not like go and try and take your enemy's vision, stop their backs and stuff. Like you're not at the point where your CC is going to like really help you very much. In terms of winning the lane, where you're just not strong enough.
Yeah. I don't really know exactly who wins this late game, to be honest, because ADC-wise, obviously the Ashe is going to be stronger because it's not a poke build, it's a traditional build. But with RET or HSS having 2 tanks, I think it's going to be pretty difficult for them to, for RET to play against that when they have 2 beefy frontliners. So.
Right, I think part of me wants to give it to HSS in the late game, just because of Trundle Shen being very strong. But if a Cout, you know, and that's not to say that like Kennen isn't a good champion late. He is, but he's a lot harder to like find the right things you need to do. In the space of a team fight. Like you want to ultimate the most people you can, especially the carries, because you have a lot of burst. But it's hard to find those carries through 2 tanks, a Shen ultimate, and a Thresh. So, you know, he might not be very effectual there. He might have to be doing counter dive duty in the back until he can find the opportunity to counter engage off of the phase rush. So now we're seeing a swap that's kind of like expected at this point. After you take the bot tower, this is typically something you'll see.
Well, Jabberwock a little bit out of position,
Ooh.
flashes the binding, a Cout's going in though. But gets ulted by the Varus, and looks like Jabberwock's gonna go down, but no, he's not, but Magnificent's gonna go down. Excellent play there by Jabberwock and Jingo Unchained, turning that 2v3 into a pick.
That flash was so good.
Yeah.
From Jabberwock. Jabberwock was able to just weave away from all of those things coming at him. And yeah, they got stunned once by Kennen, but it ended up just baiting them harder into Jingo Unchained's ultimate, and they were able to pick up a very significant kill on the jungler. That's gonna give them prio over to this Baron vision that they need to secure coming up here in the next half minute really. And secure some more vision in this top side of the map where they haven't had a lot of presence so far.
And TP from Shen to top lane, which...
Yeah, they spot out the Kennen here, so they don't need... So they actually just want to match that and not lose that top tower because it's so low.
I guess, yeah, that would be their... Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, just not looking to give any damage over to the side of RET, I think.
And since Shen does have ulti up, it doesn't really matter that his CP is down. So.
Right, yeah, it's fine to use it there. He's actually doing pretty well in gold now. I mean,
oh, and my gosh, and Violet Soshicat almost one-shotting Budnificent there. Cannot be stepping up to that Ahri.
Yeah, and that's the risk-reward of this build of Ahri. I mean, the other build, you don't have a lot of risk because you're building for utility, essentially. But if you get ahead on full damage Ahri, ability to 1v9 is actually there. It just, you'd really need to get ahead. And Ali's pretty much there at this point, so. Alright, looks like a Dragon Secure coming up from HSS. They're going for it pretty hard. There's only 3 members of the enemy team down here, but there's 4. They don't see Violet Sociocat. Violet Sociocat is able to get a charm and a Q down on Magnificent. They have to back off. They can't go for the steal. I mean, this would be... There's 4 members now.
Count is flying in super fast, looking for this counter engage.
Really
the Count is not caring. Goes in for the engage, but does not have a stopwatch, though. He's in trouble. C-Van going out, and Violet Sociocat blowing up Magnificent. As we were saying, C-Van is looking to kite, but oh my gosh, almost flashed back into that hook. Flash Charm coming out, but Violet Sociocat does not land onto anybody. So there's a 1-for-0, and looks like they'll be backing off this dragon.
It's pretty close. I feel like they did not get on priority targets with the cannon ultimate there, and so it was kind of a rough engage overall. They did do a lot of damage to the tanks, mind you, but it just didn't hit the Ari, who's one of those champs you just can't deal with right now. Level 13, like 5-1, Luden's Morello, and the Pen Boots, like so much damage.
Whole item and a bit up on this Lux. It is incredible. So that's really their. I mean, Varus is obviously a target in these fights, but I mean, you dodge the Q, and that's basically his damage gone. And then you just got the Ari. That's the only other real big damage threat. So they have to get onto Violet Sociocat somehow, which is really difficult considering the champ has 3 dashes. So
they're starting up this dragon, but they haven't really cleared the vision out yet. And Sleight of Slash has spotted them out on the dragon start. So I'm not sure what they're gonna do here. It looks like Shen having no TP or ultimate and going back to top lane might not have been the move, because it's going to leave them in a 4v5 situation for HSS, but I'm not sure how confident RET feels about that scenario. I don't know if they know or are thinking about Shen not having the ability to get down there right now. It looks like they are a little bit. They're thinking they're just going to get this dragon. Dragon down to half. Q eaten up by the shield.
Varus and Magnificent does secure it. Varus ulti Ash ulti coming out onto Varus, but Cal getting blocked up by the pillar. That is a big feels bad from a Cal trying to proto belt into the fight. But Varus taking, oh my god!
I love Lux, dude. Lux is great.
1 in 4 Lux, just one-shotting the Varus. That's what we like to see, right?
Yeah, 1 in 4 Lux, one-shotting the 4 and 280 carry.
Literally 100 to 0. What the?
That's what I like to see. Riot Games optimizing the game. He even built like a defensive item too. Like he built the defensive lethality. Yeah, remember Knight's Edge.
Yeah, Knight's Edge. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
a little bit of extra health.
325 extra health.
Level 50 Pikachu taking away the red flow.
Means nothing. Riot Games. Balance your defensive options for ADC, please.
Yeah, agreed. Maul's just such a shit item for ADCs is the problem.
Dude, I don't even think...
Oh my gosh, Violet Sociocat blowing up Gerg 7. Didn't have a chance to Black Shield or Zanyas or anything. Just gone. Gosh, that's incredible.
Dude, honestly, I'm just still tilted by it.
Yeah, I'm upset too.
I'm so mad. I'm so fucking mad.
Rightfully retired.
It's Triforce again. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually keeping up a good farm this time, so it might turn out well. But yeah, Bork is so nutty on tanks right now, dude. Like, just go Bork.
Yeah, I don't know what the Triforce is supposed to do for Shen, but that's...
Bro, I'm surprised Trundle don't have Bork yet. I mean, that's insane on Trundle too. Like, all the attack speed.
Yeah, it's a really, really good item on him. But...
yeah, it does like... what does it do for maintenance? Is it...
12%.
12%?
It's current health, I
Melee
think.
users deal 12% current health.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. So really good on Trundle. If there's one damage item to build on Trundle, I think it's that. Or you could go Titanic Hydra, but still the lifesteal I think is just too necessary.
Yeah, it complements a lot of what Trundle wants to do, and it also lets him duel Jarvan really well. In that case, I mean, I don't think there's a lot. I guess maybe in this game there's not a lot of need for it. Maybe you want to go for like the Righteous Glory instead to secure, secure the engage for your team. But I'm not even sure that's what you want to do. Like it's he's already got the Dead Man's Plate, so it might not even be necessary at this point. So I'd like to see maybe, yeah, Blade of the Rune King or Righteous Glory from the Trundle to kind of support him after he finishes Spirit Visage here, of course. All right, looks like a play's trying to be made top, maybe. I saw a couple things go out.
Are we going for Void Staff third item? I don't really agree with that. There's very little MR on the side of on RET right now. I think a Rabadon's would have just been a much better item to go. Third item right now. And there goes. So no, it does not get blown up.
Low 50 Pikachu, what? They got the HP now from Oblivion Orb. So Oblivion Orb giving 200 health. The completed AD carry item ability getting 325 health. Dude, how much does Morella get? Okay, all right, whatever. You know, whatever. I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah. Ret should definitely be building MR right now. You are very right.
Yeah.
But they are not. And in that case, if I see that they are not, then a Rabadon's third item I think just makes a lot more sense here.
Yeah. Damage first. Questions later.
Yeah. I mean, the only MR item is literally Merc Shreds on Jarvan, and there's nothing else. So a Rabadon's would be more effective for a 6-in-1 RE.
It might have just been like more gold efficient for how she was like backing.
Yeah, I mean, if you see it and you're like, oh, I have enough gold for a Void Staff, it's pretty fair. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Double. Big rod. Big
rods. Big rods do big damage and get big kills.
I feel like if she built 2 big rods instead of the Void Staff, she probably would kill the Lux there in the all-in.
Yeah, the Void Staff pen gave her very little advantage on them.
Yeah, like 0 extra damage, I would imagine, because the pen boots plus Morello pretty much already do it.
Yeah.
So like it's full pen RE.
So we've got both TPs up here. The dragon is coming up, which Infernal Drakes. Getting Infernal Drakes is pretty huge for HSS. That's going to be one big RE with 4 Infernals. If that happens, also Varus and Infernal Soul would be pretty nuts.
Varus getting a lot of flat AD is ideal, just because that's his whole build. Every item is flat AD. So the more that he gets, the better.
Is that a Mountain Drake? What the heck? Why? Oh, it's a Mountain Drake. Oh my! Violet Associate Cat just got blown up. They blew a lot, and that is a Mountain Drake, not an Infernal.
Well, and that's the power they have, like of just CCing them.
Jingo Unchained getting ulted by Beneficent, and Jingo Unchained is going to go down. That is just quite unfortunate. Violet Associate Cat mispositioning there at the beginning of the fight was too far separated from her team to be helped at all. So
it was just a lack of respect for the potential CC from I mean, Cvan got it there, but from Cvan and Pikachu, like any of them could have CC'd. So Ellie just a little too confident there in her own ability, causing that error.
They're starting up this Baron here, but it's going to be quite contested here with Beneficent already being really low, and it's only at 10k, so we're Greg 7 already going in. Labby picking up a kill onto Beneficent there, and the TP coming out from Violet Associate Cat, and oh my gosh, account gets blown up, and this is disastrous for RET. Quite a bold call.
Yeah, they're going for these greedy plays, which would be good if the enemy team didn't know about it.
Yeah, and if they didn't have 3 TPs.
Yeah, it was just way too greedy overall, and we've been seeing that a couple times bite RET in the butt. It's just like, you know, there's no need. You won the fight. Let's recall, get some gold, get the vision back on Baron, and then play a game around the Baron after that. Play the pick game, play the vision game.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're winning. You're not gonna win like by just forcing everything here. Because
yeah, actually, you know, I think Violet Associate Cat was just like 2 steps ahead there, intentionally getting caught out at Dragon so then they would get cocky and go to Baron. So, honestly, I think, Violet Associate Cat was just 2 steps ahead the entire time. Pretty impressive.
It was a timing win. Oh no, it's actually, is it Soul on the map? Or are we miscalling that?
It's Mountain, it's Mountain Soul.
Mountain Soul.
Mountain Soul.
Mountain Soul's good for both teams though.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like getting shields and extra resistances is just fine.
Yeah, it'd probably be HSS would probably like it a bit better, as their Trundle and Shen are just unkillable at that point if they get Mountain Soul. So
yeah, and obviously like the lethality is less effective the more resistances RET has, so stealing those away.
True. Yeah, it would negate the virus poke by quite a bit.
Yeah, especially just most of it's pen based, and also the Ahri is going pretty pen based. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily increase the effectiveness of like your resistances, but like the base level of resistances that you end up getting are kind of going to be more effective.
Yeah, they're pretty
just
pretty significant.
The way that it works in this game. Yeah.
And
I realized, yeah, I think these teams are. I think like HSS is just executing better right now in terms of their win condition. They're not playing as greedy as RET is. RT, I think, just coming off of that first game, ending up a little bit too confident, and now finding themselves behind.
Yeah, HSS is playing a very controlled game here, and taking their time. And I think their late game is slightly better than RET. So
yeah,
with this
they're doing
Ahri,
a good job too. Optimism like 1-3-1 with the Shen ultimate being available, as well as the rotation potential up the top lane for the Ahri. Ahri being one of the safer carries to just like be solo. So, just good job. You know, I think this is the right move with the Baron.
Yeah, 1-3-1. I'm a big fan of it too.
They've been able to pick up just a lot of gold right now.
And RT has 0 turrets, which is
no.
Violet Sociocat getting caught out by the Ashe ult. Yeah, and if you had a Zanya's there instead of the Void Staff, or
more damage. I mean, let's be real.
More damage, yeah. more damage would have saved Violet Sociocat there.
More damage would have saved Violet Sociocat.
Yes. So yeah, HSS is just gonna have to hold up a bit here. Dragon is spawning soon, but
But like, yeah. What I'm saying, what I think we were saying earlier though, like if she buys the Rabadons,
it's like a Slasher getting caught out. Oh, Lantern is almost enough, but also dies. So this is quite unfortunate. Looks like they're trying to back, but RET is relentless in their pursuit. So they're losing top tower. Yeah, missing things coming out from HSS. Like, what are they doing? Not clearing top. Looks like they're gonna push mid and might get their first tower here finally. Yeah, nope. Oh,
good spell, man.
Take the hook, take the hook.
Take it. Do it, you winnie.
I go on a dragon here, but honestly, I think, I know fighting 4v5s is bad, but Ahri is just so strong right now. I would almost like to see it.
This dragon, I mean, no, it just looks pretty good. Unless, like, Thresh can Q it.
Oh, they took it! The virus Q! Oh my gosh, that's huge.
Actually really big.
Yeah, I mean, one away from Soul Point now.
Yeah, one away from Soul Point. They have double Mountain for the next fight, so their tanks are even tankier. Oh, I think it's just like overall. I mean that steal might win them the game. I mean, not to overstate it, but like now they have a lot more pressure around the next dragon.
Indeed, and this, I mean, Trundle and Shen are just going to become bigger and bigger now with another Mountain Drake. It's going to be very hard. Ashe is scaling up though with Edge, Hurricane, and Bork. Definitely going to be doing some damage, but I don't know if it's enough.
Yeah, I mean, well, we're gonna see like Ahri's gonna just get so much damage when she's able to back with 1100. Like, she can kill, I think, reasonably anyone on the enemy team with a full combo after that. And so that's something they're gonna have to keep in the back of their heads. Is like every time they face check a bush, like, is Ahri gonna charm me through here? Like, see, like she's just killing pink ward uncontested.
And there's the Ashe. Oh my!
No.
Ulted into it. Violet Sociocat gonna take down again. Oh no, that is disastrous.
Dude, Sivan on these arrows.
Oh
super clutch this game.
Yeah.
Every time Allie thinks she's safe and far away from enemy champions, the arrow flies in and she is stunned for 3 seconds and gets followed up on. Like that's exactly what RET wanted to do this game. Just find one CC that lands, and Sivan's pulling it out for his team. Like, exclamation point ADC.
Yeah, as Think Panda said it out in chat, that is three out of 4 times Violet Sociocat has died is from an Ashe arrow, which is honestly absurd. Because, you know, Ashe arrow is a slow-moving, straight-line skill shot, and then Ahri has 3 leaps. It's absurd that he's landed 3 of them onto Ahri.
Well, and like we talked about with the comp, like this Ari can't die this much.
Yeah, no,
Because
that is the main carry in
she
DPS.
is the main carry. Like Jingo, he's doing damage, but it's just the poke alone isn't enough. And that one Beneficent is like starting to look tanky, and the rest of the team there has shields and crap. I mean, it's gonna be way too much.
And they picked out 2 more towers off of that pick, so that's just more gold going back over to RET, and it's only now a 4.5k gold difference for the favor of HSS.
Yeah, so I'd like to see Ali maybe play a little bit more conservatively.
Oh my gosh, they are just running in. Holy hell! That is an insane pick, and Steven getting caught out, but cleansing and flashing out. So that is a pick on a button efficient. That should be huge, and allow them to get Baron. They are chasing down Pikachu. By the Sushi Cat flashing in onto Steven in the back, and Jingo Unchanged chasing down Pikachu. Oh. Micros the ulti. What a guy. Incredible.
Fancy feed from Jingo Unchained. That was really good.
Fancy feed indeed. And now they get Baron uncontested likely.
Yeah, that was a pretty classic alley play of just like, alright guys, I've been doing this bush play alone and died like 3 times. Come with me, let's do it together.
Yeah, and then they get 2 picks off of it and then they get Baron. It's pretty huge.
Baron. Yeah, and you know, the fact that they secured on the button instant as well, very significant. They don't have to worry about the snipe from a Jarvan because of the steal.
Indeed, they really need to crack inhibs on this next push though. There's no more out of towers, and they have pretty damn good poke with Varus still. So there isn't much armor on the side of RET yet. Jarvan opting for a Spirit Visage as his first tank item. So
yeah, and they're setting up for the 4-1 just because I think the Ahri is a little bit less confident now that she's been caught out a couple times. So going for the 3-1 I think is right, especially when the dragon is also coming up now in 1 minute. So they're going to use this, push up, maybe get a tower or 2, but mainly get vision in the enemy jungle. And then once they have that vision secured, they're going to be able to sort of rotate down to the dragon, get a pick or 2, and secure the soul.
Indeed, and
so
Beneficent's kind of a little separated here. Might get caught out if he's not careful, but still kind of walking around.
Violet's walking with the team, leading the team, yes, but walking with. I like that a lot.
Yeah, Violet's Sushi Cat learning from her last 2 deaths of getting solo and Ash arrowed from across the map. Feels quite bad.
You know, sometimes we gotta learn things the hard way.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
This is quite the matchup with HSS and RET getting very heated into the jungle, and the charm landing on a Beneficent, taken very low, but going in, and oh my gosh, the wombo combo onto HSS. That is huge, but I don't know if it's enough. They're still being taken down. Steven's taken very low. Cleanse used. Jingo Unchanged is out of position. Has to use Cleanse and almost goes down. Gosh. Wow. That was a huge wombo combo. Ash and they stunned 3 people and just shredded their entire team. Violet Sushi Cat taking out 1 more. So they're going to be going for the Shrike, but Violet Sushi Cat's going to be running down mid, which I really, really like here. Might be able to pick up an inhib as they're going for this dragon.
Well, in Slant Slash, it does have Smite here. So if he's able to just kind of walk it in, it doesn't look like it. Right, you know, it was green.
Maybe.
It was green.
Should be able to get an inhib off this though. So, but both teams are at soul point now, which is going to be a huge fight over the next dragon at 45 minutes into the game.
Yeah. and really, if you want to think back to that team fight, what really happened there that kind of hurt them was they all clumped into the same corridor with the Thresh. And there was 3 champions that were just not tanky enough to tank. You know, Kennen ult and Lux Q and Lux ult all at the same time.
You can't do that against Lux, Kennen, Jarvan. That is just a big no-no.
Right. There's too much at stake for you to line up. It's almost like there's a Malphite on the enemy team, and that's what they need to think about it.
Yeah.
That's kind of how they need to think about it. Like there's a pseudo Malphite with if I get CC'd I die.
Indeed, and
so
I don't know what Ari's going for last item here, but it does not look like Zanya's, which is a little bit concerning because I think Zanya's is just way too useful against her team with Morgana, Ashe, Lux, all of these like hard CC champions that if you get hit by one of those skill shots you just die. But no, there's the Ashe hero coming out, landing on a Trundle this time, not Violet Sushi Cat, but she is still in quite a peculiar position. Shen is bot side, but does have ult up. Account also has TP up, so.
Well, there goes the stun down. Looks like Labby. Okay. There's not a lot to fight over here. I think what Ali's going for here is the Banshee's Veil, which I think is actually better than Zhonya's in this scenario. And I only say that because, yeah, it only takes one CC ability to crack it, but it will almost always take a CC ability away. The only other options they have are like E from Jarvan and maybe Q from Kennen, which you still kind of want to block anyways. So
yeah, sure, that is
true.
true. Oh my.
MR,
Big RE
MR
chunk onto Jarvan.
Right. So I like it. I mean, it's not the option most people would take here, but the MR is probably more useful.
Yeah, it is true. They do have quite a bit of magic damage on the side of RET also. Good 4-1 push here. Like it a lot. Jabberwock getting caught out by a binding, but it looks like he'll be okay. Cvan ulting, but missing the Ashe arrow this time. And I mean, Cvan is a pretty huge Ashe now with 4 items and the Merc Scimitar. Quite a bit of MR too, so. And this virus is definitely falling off. And we'll see if they're able to crack this top lane though.
Yeah, it should be pretty close. Looks like Labby's doing a good job taunting Ken, just being a general nuisance.
Lux landing it. Oh my gosh! Level 50 Pikachu landing a binding onto Violet Social Ken and just gets one shot. It's brutal.
Dance in the chat, you know?
Dance in the chat, indeed. I should bring up the timers so we can see. Objective timers.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad. I mean, like, just getting caught up by abilities sucks in this matchup. So, yeah, I think the Banshee's Veil is gonna help.
30 seconds on Baron.
Honestly, I'd almost like a QSS on all members of HSS. But
yeah, it's just very good against that team. There's so many abilities you can QSS. Trundle's in a peculiar situation. Violet Social Cat will be up in time for this Baron, can TPN and start contesting it. Looks like, yeah, they do have all 5 topside. Shen's doing a really good thing by split pushing here, applying pressure somewhere on the map that's opposite of Baron. So.
All right, and the automatic mid prio as well as Shen pushing is going to force away RET from the Baron. So this will allow them to secure some vision around the objective here, while Ari also comes back in from the base. Not quite there yet on the completed Banshees as well, so it looks like just one more fight maybe and Ari can get it, but it's one more fight that Ari doesn't have a way to get out of the CC.
Indeed.
So I honestly would have liked to see a QSS until you have the full item, instead of just going for the last
I agree. It would be incredibly useful.
Yeah, Zhonya's could be huge too. The difference is I think there's a lot of CC
for an engage here. Beneficent, they're taking a interesting angle here by HSS. They've been found out with a ward, and they do clear it up. They do have this pressure of mid lane though that RET is gonna have to respond to soon. And Hib is responding.
Coming up. That's a lot of shielding, man. That is just a lot.
Oh, Beneficent misstepping and almost getting one shot, but survives. The count with the huge ulti, and Lux with the ulti as well. Jingo Unchained is untouched though, and Ari is untouched. Steven flashing in, very aggressive move. But it looks like RET's going to clean this up. Oh, Violet Social Cat flashing over the wall, getting a huge charm onto Pikachu, but oh, and the Shen ulti coming out. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. And it looks like that'll be it. 3 for 2 in the favor of HSS. My gosh, that was crazy.
They're doing a good job there, just staying on the side of the fight.
TP in from Labby.
Away from the main team. Labby securing that inhib again. That inhib is going to be pretty big.
Yep.
I mean, there's still 30-second timers.
And gosh, look at this. Virus is solo starting this dragon, but they know, and so then Greg 7 is flashing and misses the binding. But they're ending the game. But they, oh my gosh, and that's it. That's it.
It's over.
Oh my gosh, they stayed to try to stop the dragon, but then lost the nexus for it.
Wow. Wow.
What even?
What a bunch of TPs. Oh my god. I can't believe they just ended right there.
Wow.
What a game. What a game from HSS. I didn't think they would have it at the beginning, but they showed off. I mean, they executed the composition well. Ali doing a lot of work for the team. Really the team coming together at the end there for the right plays at the right time, ending the game. Good game, both teams. Let's get to some damage numbers and MVP vote for HSS.
Yeah, gosh, that was an incredible game too. Really well played by HSS. A very um, definitely a couple hiccups here and there in the mid game transitioning into Leighton, but overall very impressive showing and very good game 2 win for HSS.
Yeah, I think they've just like they adapted to what was going on in the game really well, which was going to be, I think, the tougher thing to do. Um, just once you start getting caught, having the knowledge to say, all right, you know what, I'm not leaving my team anymore. I'm going to play as five, and then knowing also as well that in the team fight context, you can play from the side. For me, that's going to make Ali a strong contestant for MVP here. The only other player, I guess, the other players that are in contention for me are Jingo Unchained and Slaga Slasha. Because Slaga Slasha had such a significant impact on the early game with the Trundle, that and transitioned it really well into being the tankier member their team needed in the late game. I think providing a lot of that early lead as well for Ali in the early game, and Jingo just having a really solid role play on what they had to do, how to do this game, as well as just dealing a lot of damage. They dealt a lot of damage right next to Ari. They were hitting the Qs. They stole a dragon really well. I think Jingo definitely deserves to be in the contention. But for me, it's probably going to Violet Sociocat.
Yeah, it's a very, very good showing from Violet Sociocat there, doing lots of damage and getting some incredible charms onto many key members of RET, and then also that late game TP into mid lane to end the game was an incredible goal too. So, um, yeah, and ADCs
Yeah,
can't win MVP, so that kind of puts Jingo out of the running, unfortunately. But
right. So let's look at really quickly who won the last straw poll for game one. Oh god, I can't see it anymore. Oh, oh. Who won the straw poll for game one? Anyone know?
I can find it.
I'm a professional streamer, by the
Looks
way.
like it was a count
It was a
by one
cow.
vote. Yep.
Okay, nice, nice. Okay, cool. So we'll see a cow in player the game one when they're ready, and we will also be joined by. Let me check this straw
It's
poll
close.
for the
Five to
results.
four. Violet Sociocat to Labby.
5 to 4, and so it's close. So get your votes in soon. We'll close the poll at 11:31. So you have a whole minute and 30 seconds to get your vote in. Right now, Ali is ahead in the voting poll, but let's take a look at those damage numbers. So how did each team do overall?
Yeah, so
What are
Ari
you
and
seeing?
Varus pretty close in game 2, and then Ash and Lux. Lux is actually did the most damage in the game, which is incredible considering how level 50 Pikachu was behind for most of the game. So,
Hmm.
but
Behind early, but I feel like those kills they picked up kind of in the early mid game
yeah, well, the late
really
game picks
propelled them
too.
forward,
Yeah,
as well as just being the one that was there to follow up on the Ash arrows a lot of the time. It really helps. And Lux is one of those champions where you always deal damage, and she, Love 50 Pikachu executed it really well. After kind of stumbling in the early game and played around those picks, that the Ash was kind of serving up on a platter. Ash dealing a surprising amount of damage too, though. I mean, I guess it's all to the tanks. um, let's see. Can we see the tank numbers?
uh, damage taken.
One more.
Trundle taking 54k damage over his team. My gosh, that does a lot. And healing done. Trundle healing 28k damage. Quite impressive.
Hmm. Well, it looks like we have a. Oh,
It's tied.
it's over. The voting's over, and Boss Cat wins by one vote.
Okay, all
We're
right.
tied.
There you
So,
go.
but Labby, if you'd like to show up and play the game one, I think you deserve it as well. So, um, we're gonna hop down and have our players join us in the meantime.
All right.
Okay. We are just waiting on the players to get here. While they get here, though, let's take a look one more time at the numbers. So I want to see damage taken. Total damage taken.
Total damage taken was yeah. So
0.4k. Trundle. That is massive tanking numbers.
yeah, 54k is insane.
With only 4 deaths, like
Also, already taken 29k damage with a little bit more than the Shen.
well, the thing
Feels
is,
bad
Ari
getting
got
caught.
bursted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ari got bursted for more than her health bar, which got picked by the arrows. So
Yeah. Yeah. This is true.
it's strategery. Damage mitigated. Okay, I'll take a look at damage mitigated too. Oh, dude.
63k damage.
6.3k? That's
60.
disgusting. So Trendle absorbing over 100k damage that game. Just like with damage mitigated plus damage taken. Like that is an insane amount of damage. So I guess that's where all the Lux and the Ash damage was going. Was straight towards those, yeah. Straight towards that Trundle to take it all. Alright, let's look at the most important stat, the vision score.
MVPs get in here though.
MVPs, yeah, come on.
A Cout and a Violet Sociocat. Vision score 113 by Jabberwock. That's insane. 57 by 77 by Jungler, compared to 33 from his opposition. And 114 Girk 7 barely beating out Jabberwock on the vision score, just by one. Allie had to go IDK. She'll be joining the player of the game. Okay.
Labby, you can jump up too.
Yeah, you
Since
can
you
jump
were
up
close
and
to it.
talk. Yeah, and you're captain.
And we're gonna shit on you though for building Triforce 2 games in a row.
Yes, yes.
We want to make sure you feel welcome. Justify your purchase to me, Labby. Justify Triforce.
Yeah.
Triforce Shen, the tons of damage. We need to get Dylan. See what Dylan thinks of it. That's
I think
the
he
opinion
said
right
if you're
there.
building a damage item that you should build Bork or Titanic. He did not say Triforce. Unfortunately.
Triforce worked in one game, Slago Slash. It worked in one game, and the other game he got destroyed by not building MR. But,
Honestly, it's just how I've done it, I guess, for a long time. I don't know. I was able to push the towers and stuff.
Yeah,
game 2,
I guess so.
dude,
Yeah.
dude, it was brutal watching you put that much gold into an item in game 1 and just, dude, it does nothing for you.
Losing my turret at like 9 minutes or whatever the hell
Yeah,
it
that
was.
didn't help. That didn't help at all. Like,
I'm so sorry.
Ah, shit.
no,
There's
you're
a count.
fine, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
good.
we were just.
Oh, here we go about the top lane.
Alright.
Here. Same matchup
Alright.
both games.
Here we go. The MVP. All right, so Account, your MVP game 1 with a stunning performance on Cannon. You looked to repeat in game 2, but didn't quite get there. What do you think the differences were for you between game 1 and game 2?
The differences or a deficit?
Just the different. Was the deficits you think, or
No,
just
I don't
differences?
think no. There's just it was that game's honestly our first game really together playing as a team, so we haven't quite figured out our comms quite yet. So there's a lot of noise going on. That's really it. I think it was a good game for us to have because the only games we have played. No, scratch that. As a team, we just got used to being, I guess, what's it called? We know how to play ahead, but the back foot was a little bit for us, especially with the problem of comms being cluttered. So that's really the only difference. Really, we just didn't come together quite yet.
Yeah, no, and I think you can kind of see that there were some split calls, especially with the swap to top lane where you were kind of already there, walking back, and then obviously at the end of the game there it was tough to call whether or not to go to Dragon or to go to base, and you could see a little bit of hesitation. I think, yeah, it hindered you guys a little bit, but I think game 1, yeah, playing from ahead with that poke composition. So, I guess one other question for you is why pick Ken in both games? Is it just comfort, or did you really feel like it worked with both compositions in different ways?
It worked with the first one for sure. The second time around, probably not because I feel like I probably should have gone for a champion that was a lot more peely for our Ash. But I guess comfort and we know how my Kennen is, and I guess it's kind of
Right.
I don't want to say the complacency, but we knew how the next Shen would go. So yeah.
Right. All right. So Labby, I know you're not like technically the MVP. So I guess talk about what you did that game in game two to that was the difference from between game one. Like how did you stay in it, finish that goddamn item you shouldn't have been building, and then
I got
and
a
then,
bone
and
to
then
pick with you. Okay.
You know,
Also aftershock.
Just because I got out of the jungle,
Aftershock.
doesn't mean I can't do crazy builds anymore. Gotta still keep it fresh. No,
I
but
guess.
the biggest thing I think that you saw was our early game. We opted to bring in the Ari first of all for that mid lane. We kind of first rounded that Ari, knowing that they would ban it second round. So in that case, we said to ourselves, okay, we need this like mid lane to go in our favor.
Mhm.
Because in game one, I think you saw the Xerath sat back and got like 25 stacks on his Majais or whatever.
Best champ in
And
the game, by the way.
there was really nothing that we could do about it. It wasn't like Ali did bad or anything like that. It was just we had no way to actually go in and take advantage of the mid jungle deficit. I think that we saw personally
Yeah,
in
and
this
I
matchup.
agree. Going for the burstier mid lane in the Ari was definitely, I think, what at least Maya and I were looking for in game one, because we knew the dot, the damage over time isn't going to do much against a squishy team. He went up against a squishy comp both times, so I think adapting game two, picking up the Ari and getting the burst damage and going the domination build too, which is pretty ballsy, was definitely a big factor. So for you, Labby, what changed in lane in game one and two? What were the differences for you?
I mean, I think the thing about the Shen Kennen matchup is that you can block some of like the stuns and the autos that Kennen likes to use with the like early Doran's blade and stuff like that. You can block them with the W, and I think in game one I just really wasn't doing a great job of taking the proper trades with Kennen. I don't think, and then kind of once I got used to that matchup a little bit and they opted into it again, I was like, okay, well I can at least just try to survive a little bit better than I did, and that was kind of my goal going into it, was making sure that when he tried to trade on me with the autos and harass me down and force me out of lane, that I used my W more effectively and my shields. So
So if you're trying to survive more, why go Triforce first?
it's just I don't know. It's my thing, man. I don't know what to tell you.
No, I'm just naming you, dude. It's all good.
The
Hey,
first
dude,
pick
maybe
Sapphire
next time you're
pick?
up against an AP,
No,
maybe next time, dude, when you're up against an AP top laner, think about MR boots first. Think
Well,
about them.
okay. It's
Okay.
funny too because Slaga when we first played this Shen or whatever, he doesn't. He's so nice about it. He just goes, Triforce, huh? And I'm like, yeah. What's wrong with that? Oh, I don't know.
I think 10 minutes of the game was me being tilted about your Triforce. So please never again.
Same.
Well, keep tuning in for our games.
Wait. Keep doing it. I want to play against it again.
Will I learn? Will I learn?
Please.
That's the question. I
Adapt,
can be pretty stubborn.
adapt to your opponents, Slavy. That's all. That's my only advice. All right. Well, good games, both teams. I think you guys did really well. Maya, did you have any other questions for our MVPs here?
I think you covered all the bases. So
Cool. Well, then I think we're good. Stream. Thank you, chat, for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this PMA LCS action, especially game two, being really close, really fun to watch and cast. So thank you everyone for joining, and that is Fudgy and Maya out.
Goodbye.